Hello guys, North02 here, and today we're going to be testing out Stone Age weapons. This is the longer, uncut version of what I've been posting on my main channel, but this is going to be pretty cool because you're going to see every single shot I do today, and hopefully we're going to get some amazing footage because I got this really expensive slow-mo camera, and we're going to be throwing a bunch of Stone Age projectiles at ballistics gel, a ballistics head, and maybe more, so let's get into it. And do you like my outfit? This is a coat I made for my series on the Upper Paleolithic, and honestly it's the most expensive coat I've ever owned. I think this was like over 300 bucks because these are real elk hide. So yeah, I might look a little silly today, but I'm gonna be wearing this. Okay, so before we throw the stone point, we're gonna be throwing this bronze Clovis point I casted, and it's just put it on this haft so I can test out this spear without having to break a stone every time. So this is a big javelin right here. And it's shaped exactly like a competition javelin, except for right here it cuts off and has a socket to put your projectile in, which is really cool. You know, this is how Clovis people might have hunted. If they threw their spears, they might have had these sockets in so they could just change, after their projectile got damaged, they could just put another one on and keep using the main spear. You know, these take a long time to make, so having them being reusable is very nice. So I might try to hit the ballistics gel, I might miss, I don't really care at this point. I'm just testing it out, testing out the equipment. Oh, went right through. Well, we damaged the spear a little bit. We damaged the socket. I should have had the sinew wrapping all the way up to the top, but you know, we're just gonna keep going with it. It's strong enough. So now we're gonna throw the stone point. I am very, very nervous for this. I don't want to break it. All right, we got the stone point attached. Let's hope we hit it square on. Oh, I got it. Wow. Well, it did some damage, but I think the halves kind of failed it. I mean, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna save it for the animal block, but now let's move on to a different weapon. All right, next we're actually just gonna be trying the regular Neanderthal spear. So this is just a javelin, a wooden javelin. It's weighted exactly like a competition javelin and is the exact same length as one. You know, it's kind of similar to the Shonigan ones. We know Neanderthals use these and probably other hominins if we're being honest. I mean, it's just a sharp stick. I suspect they've probably been used for over 1 million years, maybe even 2 million years ago. Obviously, they don't really survive in the fossil record, but Shonigan 400,000 years ago is when we found the earliest of these spears, which is crazy how old that is. So let's test it out because they were probably hunting horses, and we even found a wooden spear in the ribs of I think a straight-tusked elephant, a Paleoloxodon, in Germany. So obviously these things were effective weapons. So let's try it out on this ballistics gel block. Oh my goodness, it went all the way through it. No, I missed the footage on the slow-mo. Well, that was pretty effective, I'd say. Let's try it again. Oh, boom. Wow, that went in there pretty far. I mean, all the way through it, and I imagine if this was a bigger block of ballistics gel, it would have went right through it. So, do a lot of damage to even a horse or something larger. You know, it did come out the top, so maybe the wound is a little exaggerated. But you can see, just look at that flesh. It made a huge gape in it. Oh my gosh, that wound would be fatal if it hit your heart or organ of any kind, really, so wow. Oh! Oh gosh. It's just because it's so much mass, I think, that it's like, to slow it down, it has to it penetrates so far. We don't want to turn this block into Swiss cheese though, so. Okay, so now we're gonna be using an atlatl, which is not even actually the correct pronunciation. It's actually atlatl. It's a Nahuatl word, so it's not Nahuatl, it's Nahuatl. And I think you're supposed to do a little ch at the end of it, so atlatl. I'm sure it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than atlatl. But look at this, so we got a foreshaft on here. This is made of oak, I made it, and I foot napped that point too. It's a pretty big old point. And then it slides right into this cane dart, very snugly. And then we got the lever right here. So when you put the lever up to the back of the dart, you're good to go. So man, I'm really excited for this. We're gonna be throwing the Clovis one next, but I just wanted to get it out of the way with this just random kind of stone point. It doesn't really have a provenance or anything. Oh, right over the top. Oh, boom. Well, it penetrated in pretty far, but I think it might have stopped at where the foreshaft meets the shaft, so I don't know how we're gonna pull this out. Quite the wound channel from that too. A lot bigger of a wound channel than that javelin, but that javelin penetration is still so impressive. It's just such a heavy projectile, I guess. But let's try this again. All right, this time I'm gonna try to throw it way harder. I'm really gonna whip my hips and shoulder and everything into it, so. Oh, God! Oh, boom! I gotta show you the wound though. The wound is really impressive. I mean, the nature of it being a projectile is that with like a flanged base, you know, it's like shaped like a point, right? It's not just a tube like the javelin. You know, it creates more drag, but it also creates this deadly wound channel. Look at this. Oh my goodness, imagine that. Probably full of dirt and everything, just going right into an animal. Yeah, you're not really gonna survive that. So impressive, but let's try it one more time. All right, we're going for power, we're going for speed. Let's see what happens. Oh, we stuck it. We'll have to see in the slow-mo if the dart is stopping at the transition between the foreshaft and the atlatl haft. It's a good chance it is. Now it's time for the Clovis point. Will the Clovis point penetrate way further than the last one? Was it truly a megafauna hunting technology? Let's see. If we can even get it in the haft. All right, we got the Clovis point attached well, and now we're gonna throw it. Let's see if the Clovis point is really as deadly as it has been chalked up to be, you know? Oh, boom! So did a pretty good job, you know, it performed about as well as the other atlatl, but my point became a little loose. You know, it still hafted in there very well at the sinew, but some of the glue broke off on impact, so maybe I have to work on my glue recipe a bit, but we're gonna save this for the, probably the animal block and the ballistic head we're gonna throw it at next. So now let's do the bow and arrow. I just wanna test the bow and arrow on the block. It's always a good day when you get to shoot the bow and arrow, and right here we got a little Georgetown flint point. It's a pretty small one, but you know, usually they were actually pretty small, so this is gonna be pretty fun. I love to shoot the bow. Well, let's see if I'm accurate at all. Boom, right out the side. Now you can't really judge the penetration because it went out the side, but that's pretty interesting. Let's give it one more shot and then we're gonna move on to the real test where it gets real interesting. Boom! You know, it went in pretty far, but I guess it just doesn't have the mass to penetrate as far as that javelin did, which is really impressive that the javelin's on top right now. I mean, it does have the most energy overall, but I figured maybe the small projectile would be able to sneak through. All right, actually, we're gonna do one more shot because now we got the slow-mo camera way closer, so hopefully we'll get a, you know, more detailed little view. Oh, frick, I missed. Point's still intact, still sharp. I wanna lubricate these a little bit so they can actually penetrate in. Hey, no jokes about that, all right? Okay. As I'm sure I've already gotten comments about, ballistics gel just grabs onto projectiles when they go in. You know, it's not really meant for arrows, it's more meant for bullets. But when I applied the ice to that arrow, it provided it with more lubrication to actually go right through the block. But wow, look at that. That's a deadly wound right there. Definitely a dead deer. I mean, dead deer, probably dead horse, dead pretty much anything that you're shooting this at. You know, this could probably even penetrate pretty far into a mammoth or something large like that if you got, you know, right between the ribs or something. So, you know, I do not doubt, never doubt Stone Age weapons. I actually made a tip just like this and gave it to my uncle, 10-point buck from a bow. So these things are definitely deadly. All right, we got something special here now. This is called the animal block. It has ribs and what appears to be some kind of lung in there. So you can really test to see if these weapons would have been fatal to an animal. So you have a few inches of that ballistics gel on the outside, which would be like, you know, the skin and the fat or whatever, but a little bit of muscle. But yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I believe there's like blood in there, maybe not, but all right, we're gonna be throwing the Clovis javelin at the animal block. Let's see what happens. Oh no, I broke the haft. Oh my goodness, completely broke the haft. Wow, that stinks. Now we're gonna test this really sharp obsidian arrowhead. This is something they would have used in around California for Native Americans. Oh, I hit a rib. Wow. Wow, that is so insane. I wasn't quick enough with the slow-mo to capture it, which is so unfortunate. But what's really cool is look at that. You can see the obsidian projectile hit that rib and exploded. Wow. So that would have not been a dead deer. That deer would have survived. Wow. That is so crazy. And I'm so sad I don't have that on slow-mo, but dang it. Next, we're gonna shoot this nice flint projectile and see what it can do. All right, let's hope we get in between a rib now. Ooh, we missed the ribs entirely, but. We lost some of the glue, but the arrow's fine. Boom! What a hit. You know, if I were to hunt a bow with a recurve, I think I'm gonna need a more powerful recurve. This is like a 45-pound recurve, but check this out. It went all the way in, and then the edge of the flint tip stopped at the rib right there. It's really fascinating. This is gonna look really cool when we finally take it apart and stuff, but yeah, that would have been a fatal shot if it just entered sideways instead of like a cross section. So let's pull it out. Let's see if we can get it out. Oh, wow, do you hear that? It's like lodged in the bone. I might not get the, oh, no, not getting the projectile with it. Wow, look at that ripped sinew. That's so interesting. Okay, now it's time to throw the atlatl dart at the animal block. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, boom! Wow, we got some blood. Well, I see some blood in the wound, meaning we must have gotten to the, wow, we must have gotten to the, oh my goodness, look at that. Right between the ribs is a perfect shot. And look, it's literally dripping blood. Wow, that might be a dead animal right there. Super interesting. Should we pull it out? Yeah. Oh, geez. I don't know what this blood stuff's made out of. Oh man, look at that. Looks just like it came out of an animal. Man, I wonder if it would have went further if I didn't have this little transition here. Wow, that's fascinating right there. Well, that was really cool, but now we're gonna be testing the Clovis javelin. So I think this is gonna get the most penetration. I mean, it's got the most mass, biggest point. So this is gonna be cool. Let me just, I gotta lube up the, you know, real animals obviously aren't like ballistics gel inside. They're full of blood. So it's better to simulate it with having the foreshaft already wet. Kind of weird, I know. Okay, I really don't wanna break this point, but let's see what we can do. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Let me show you guys the wound. I think this is a dead, dead mammoth, dead horse, dead deer. Look at that damage. Wow, look at that wound. And it's still just bubbling out blood. The Clovis point broke these ribs too. Wow, now that's some damage right there, look at it. Man, these javelins are really nothing to mess with. I wonder if we can pull it out. Let's see. And I'll leave it in, I gotta, all right, let's, oh. It's a Clovis point, oh, wow. It's in one piece too. Now that's pretty cool right there. Gotta get a shot of it on its own. Oh my goodness, oh, I should have left it in so you could see the backside. Wow, it penetrated all the way through into the wound right here. Penetrated, broke these ribs on the way in, went all the way through this organ, which would be the lung probably, right? And then it ended up way inside of the animal, maybe even double lung if this was a deer. Wow, that's fascinating. Man, Clovis points are definitely deadly weapons. Look at that right there. All right, let's do another throw of the Clovis javelin. It's already pretty messed up, but we got some slow-mo footage that we gotta make, so ready? Oh, gosh. I'm gonna throw this one as hard as I can. Let's hope we nail it. Oh! Just look how long that shaft is. You can see how much mass is behind it, but look at it. All the way into the point. Oh, I think the tip might have broke off a little bit, but all the way into this animal. It looks like it went right between the bottom ribs there, right into the lung, cut right through it, ended up all the way over there. That's even further than the first one. That's really impressive stuff. And look at it, just gushing blood right now. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's streaming down there. Wow, this is a really cool test. Man, let's see if we can pull it out. All right, might lose it in there. Oh, it's still attached pretty well. Oh, we got it back. Oh, geez. Look at that. Clovis point dripping blood. This is some cool footage, actually. Don't underestimate Clovis points, never. Okay, now I'm just gonna throw this completely wooden javelin into the animal block. You know, this is, again, what Neanderthals would have used. And let's see if it can go through ribs or slip between them and actually kill this animal. Oh, gosh. Well, we missed the organs and stuff, but still pretty impressive. Again, let's lubricate the tip of this projectile. Oh, perfect. Okay, so pretty deadly wound. Looks like we went, oh, right between the ribs, didn't even touch them. And where is it? Oh, it went through the top of this, top of the lung right there. So you can't really see it, but it almost penetrated right through the other side. Would that have been deadly to a horse or a deer? You know, probably. I don't know. I mean, over some time for sure, but maybe not instantly. But yeah, you can see it was in there pretty good. Let's throw it again just in case. Oh, yes, that's what we're talking about. Oh my goodness. Wow, it went right through it. I never would have thought this, but the wooden spear has had the best penetration of anything today. Maybe it was just a really good throw, but look at that. You know, I went between the ribs, didn't even touch them, which is good, you know, that won't slow it down at least. But look, it went all the way through. What is that little, oh, that's where it wobbled and just kind of cut the flesh? Weird. But yeah, look at out the other side of the animal, dripping blood everywhere, with some time to spare too. Man, I never would have thought that a wood javelin like this could do so much damage. And look, it's not even really that sharp. I just sharpened it with a razor blade. Like, it's not even that sharp. And wow, look at that. That would definitely be a dead animal, dead deer, you know, probably dead horse. I mean, a mammoth might be a stretch, but maybe if you had a bigger or heavier one and you really got a bunch of good throws. Man, should we take it out? Yeah, let's take it out. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. That's about 1.5 feet of penetration right there, right through this animal. Man, you'd think the stone point would have gone a lot further, but maybe it just wasn't as good as a throw. I think that was a really good throw. All right, now we're gonna see how all these weapons compare to a modern compound bow. This is about a 50-pound bow, I believe. Nice razor sharp broadhead on here. And I think it's gonna zip right through it. I mean, it's just going so much faster, so much sharper. Let's take a look at the modern arrow compared to the previous weapons. So we can see, okay, we impacted a rib, so that's definitely slowed it down a little bit. But it went right into it, soared all the way through, out the other side, which makes sense. And look at that little wound channel around the blades of the point. You can tell that would have been a very devastating wound. It's got 4 different blades, so that's a lot of blood you're losing. So yeah. Okay, we already know that, you know, modern archery equipment is deadly to deer or other animals, but it's interesting to know that that wooden spear penetrated much further than this. Would it have been a deadlier wound? You know, maybe. It was a wide projectile, so it would have tore flesh instead of cutting it, but yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. All right, let's do some more shots with the atlatl. I want to see if it can penetrate as nearly as good as that javelin. All right, ready? Oh. Well, I finally struck off the point on this, this tip right here. It's probably not good to throw anymore, so we're gonna put on a different head. All right, let's throw the wooden javelin another time. Oh, God, that was a good one. Okay, now we're gonna be throwing some spears at this ballistics gel head right here, and I'm using the main camera for double shots, so you're not gonna be able to see me throwing it, but I'm planning to throw this spear, you know, right through the skull ideally. So we got the slow-mo going, so let's do this. Oh! Well, there goes the tip of that Clovis point. That's very unfortunate. So I think we're gonna use the atlatl next. Oh. All right, he looks pretty dead. You know, he cracked his orbital. Let's check out this point. The Clovis point's broken inside. Oh, gosh. Oh, we almost got it. There we go. Well, there's a cracked Clovis point in his skull. I don't think he would have survived, but that wasn't a brain injury, so we gotta throw it again. Oh. This would have definitely been a deadly wound as well. I mean, I think so at least. Look at that, the stone point went all the way through his cheek. Just completely destroyed his cheek. Oh, pull it right out. I mean, I guess you could have survived that, but I don't know if you'd want to, that's for sure. So let's try to hit that damn skull. Oh my goodness. Let's check out the damage on that. We hit him square in the forehead. I don't even know what I'm really looking at. There's a, oh yeah, he's definitely dead. There's a bunch of stone fragments and a hole going straight into his skull. Oh yeah, look at that. That would have been a dead man right there. But now let's hit him with some big javelins, because I just want to kill him at this point. I hate him. Oh! The stone point finally broke, completely destroyed. But let's check out the skeleton. We hit him right in the, oh, we knocked out all of his teeth. He ain't gonna be eating anytime soon. But, oh, his jaw's broken in 2 places. Yeah, that would have hurt. Knocked out all of his teeth, his jaw's broken. You know, he might not have died again, but that was certainly not something you want to live through. Oh, look at his whole face is torn up too. Wow, the slow-mo looked pretty cool as well. I think the blade landed somewhere over here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, completely snapped. Oh, we got a fragment of bone in the haft right there. Who knows where that's from, but man, so all we got left really is the wooden javelin for this guy. We're gonna hit him right in the skull this time. Oh! A whole javelin thrown at you probably would break your neck, but okay, so that's the enter wound, I guess as you'd call it. Broke the bone behind it too in his eye socket, so that might have been fatal, probably. But man, we don't really have anything left, and we kind of broke him, so I think we're gonna have to shoot him with a modern bow with a modern arrow, which should be pretty cool, but I was hoping to get better Stone Age footage, I guess. Oh! Okay, so my mic died, but I ended up trying some other weapons, like I shot it with a modern arrow, and that really got this thing bleeding. You know, it penetrated the skull, really led to some carnage. And next I tried this Australian weapon called I think it's the Lil Club, and these were clubs made of hard wood, and they would strike each other with them, and you can see just how deadly they would have been. This one I kind of missed. I still hit it, but yeah, that would have been a deadly weapon. So I'm definitely going to use that for my video on Australian Aboriginals. And next I tried some of these boomerangs. This is just like a hunting boomerang style, you know, for hunting small game. And, you know, the results weren't crazy. But look at that. It skinned the head of him. And then boom. Like, that would definitely break your nose, break your jaw, maybe knock you out. And look at this Lil Club. Oh, gosh. And that was thrown, too. Thrown like a tomahawk. So just imagine what that would do. I mean, clearly it would break your skull. You know, that could have killed you. And then, of course, I just had to try a modern metal axe just because why not? So, yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. All right, guys, the video's almost over, but let's very quickly look through this animal block that we shot into. You know, I did it yesterday, but I think we can rip this open and check out the ribs at least. Well, you can see some of the ribs are shattered, and that lung is pretty messed up at this point, but I want to pull out that arrowhead that got stuck. Where did it go? Oh, I see what's left of that obsidian arrowhead. Just completely shattered. We can check the lung. The lung is pretty messed up too. Ew. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I changed my mind. That was fatal. That shot that I thought stopped on the rib, check this out. The arrowhead in perfect condition. Wow, it's still got sinew on it and everything, and it was right in the lung. That would have been a dead deer. I take it back. And look at, I hope you can kind of see that. It stopped right here on the rib, or I thought it did, but I guess it just cut right by it and went right into the lung. That was pretty cool. And look at how durable that projectile is. It looks like it's brand new. Amazing. Maybe I'll hunt with it or something, but this is a really cool test. All right, so thanks for watching this video. I got a lot of weapons testing to do this year. You know, I have a lot of stuff planned. This was just kind of a test run to see, you know, make sure the equipment's working, make sure I can plan everything out successfully. So yeah, look at that Folsom point, wow. But yeah, we got some great content, so subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.